Thanks for logging on to ABC15.com. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. It's going to be hot and humid today. There is still a slight chance of a stray thunderstorm, but overall, we're going to start to track a drying trend as we head into the weekend. Now, for today, our conditions still feeling muggy. Our dew points not as high as yesterday, but they'll likely drop into the low to mid 60s through the afternoon, still putting us in that muggy range. But look at this. As we look at a water vapor imagery, you see all that brown? That's drier air that's starting to push some of that monsoon moisture out of our state. And with that drier air moving in, that's going to suppress our storm chances today, and it's going to make things feel a little more comfortable as we go through the weekend. You'll notice tomorrow our dew points I still think will hover in the low to mid 60s, so tomorrow's still a little muggy across the valley, but by Sunday those dew points dropping into the 50s, and I think we're going to be back down into that comfortable range with more of that dry heat setting in into next week. And then high pressure sets up next week. That will also bring some hotter temperatures. For today though, plan on some scattered storms across northern and northeast Arizona. That's where they'll be the most widespread. Here in the valley, we'll see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies today with the threat of an isolated storm as we go into the afternoon and evening. And you'll see that both on Futurecast and the U of A weather model that we could see, again, more scattered activity across northern Arizona with a slight chance here in the valley. A stray shower under some of those thicker clouds in the northeast valley, not out of the question early this morning. For most of us, a dry drive into work. Again, mostly sunny by lunchtime, and going into this afternoon, just a 10% chance of an isolated storm. Again, very isolated, not like what we saw yesterday, and any storms that do develop still, though, will have that potential of producing at least some heavier downpours and some strong winds. So again, we're not completely in the clear, but I don't expect it to be as active or as stormy as what we saw yesterday. A 10% chance today, then those storm chances out of the forecast starting tomorrow and pretty much through most of next week. We are seeing signs that we may see some monsoon moisture return to southern Arizona by Thursday, but for now, not seeing any rain chances for the valley for at least, again, that stretch through about Thursday, maybe even through next Friday. Temperatures today across the valley will top out right around average. 30-year average again is 105. We'll see that high in Phoenix topping out at 104 degrees with that 10% chance of an isolated storm today. Temperatures as we go through the weekend will stay fairly close to the average for this time of year. Plan on sunny to mostly sunny skies every day after today. Thanks for logging on to ABC15.com. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. It is still hot and humid today, and there's still a slight chance we get a stray thunderstorm. But overall, our storm chances are going to start trending down, especially as we go into this weekend and we start to get some drier air in here. You can already see that drier air working its way into southwest Arizona, pushing out some of that monsoon moisture. That drier air will be the focus of our forecast going into the weekend. But today, we're going to have to watch for some storms across northern Arizona. That's where they're going to be most widespread. We could see some heavy downpours again, some strong damaging winds, but I think we could see a few thunderstorms clipping by the valley too, especially if you live in the northwest valley today. Keep an eye on the sky as storms will be a possibility by mid-afternoon, even into the early evening. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a few storms move across that northern pocket of the valley. So be watching for that. As we head into the weekend, though, we're going to get some drier air in here. That'll trend down our storm chances. Isolated storms possible this afternoon into the evening. That 10% chance, though, clearing out after today. By tomorrow, still humid, but rain chances out of the forecast. And by Sunday, still dry. It'll feel less humid, too, with those storm chances not looking to return until maybe late next week. Now, as far as the humidity goes, our dew points play a key role in how uncomfortable it feels outside. And today, those dew points are still in the mid to upper 60s. I think they're going to stay right around the mid 60s today, keeping us in the muggy range. Tomorrow, they'll drop into the low 60s, but still borderline humid to muggy for your Saturday. But by Sunday, with drier air really pushing that monsoon moisture out, those dew points drop into the 50s, putting us back into the comfortable range. And by next week, we're talking more of a dry heat versus the humid conditions we've dealt with over the last few days. Today, a 10% chance for storms this afternoon, a high of 104, triple digits through the weekend, but sunny to mostly sunny skies. And again, clearing out those valley rain chances, although storms will still be possible across northern Arizona as we go through the weekend. High temperatures today into the hundreds here in Phoenix, up to 104, 104 at Lake Havasu, mid 80s in Sedona, and mid 70s for highs today in Flagstaff. Valley-wide, those temperatures will end up just a couple degrees shy of the average for this time of year. 30-year average is 105. Again, Phoenix topping out right around there here this afternoon. Overnight, those lows fall into the low to mid 80s across the valley, and up north, you'll see those lows in the 50s from Flagstaff to Show Low, with 80s in Bullhead City tonight. As you look at that 7-day forecast, a high of 104 today, but then notice we'll stay in the hundreds and clear out those storm chances by late next week, though, as we see high pressure setting up right over our state. Our temperatures will get hotter, back to a dry heat with temperatures approaching that 110 mark by Wednesday and Thursday.